Hello and welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. I'm Sibylla and today I'm going to talk about why it is time that you took yourself seriously. I had a client once whose dream it was to make it as a musician and to make a living as a musician. She had a bit of a follow-through problem though. She'd set herself tasks like action commitments such as promotional work and practicing and songwriting and all these things. And then she ended up Netflix and chilling instead a lot of the time. Now, this woman didn't lack passion for her music, nor did she lack talent or willpower. She had put herself through conservatory without any support from her parents. So in fact, she had already been living, made a living as a musician, although as a student she did have lower living costs. She was living in very cheap student accommodation, for example, but she put herself through conservatory by playing in piano bars in the evening, and it was tough going a lot of the time. She made very little money, she got very little sleep because she was working late at night and then in the morning had to go to the conservatory. And she pushed herself through with iron discipline and finished with top grades, with top marks everywhere. So that's quite impressive. And she hadn't suddenly turned lazy either. No, there was something deeper at work. And it is something that a lot of us experience at times, so I thought it might be worth having a closer look at it. See, my client initially got a little self-defensive, and she claimed that she was just practicing self-care, making time for rest and relaxing, and that there was nothing wrong with that. When I questioned this, we started digging a little deeper. And it turned out that she was making time for the things like her part-time job. She always made it, she turned up there like clockwork. She also made time for her friends and family and lots of things. And in fact, it turned out she made time for pretty much everything except her passion. Many of us are familiar with patterns of self-sabotage. And what's behind that is definitely not weakness. It doesn't mean that we're weak. What it means is that there is a lack of self-worth and a lack of self-confidence that's at work here. What I told my client at the time was that it was time that she took herself as seriously as she was taking her part-time job and the people around her. I asked her, what makes you think that you alone and your work doesn't matter or matters less than everybody else? And that kind of stopped her in her tracks and made her think. We're all here for the purpose of spreading our gift. The world needs our contribution. And what you're really doing when you're flaking out on your passion and just saying, oh, it doesn't matter, I can still do it tomorrow, or I'm just reading this or watching this movie or whatever. What you're really doing is telling yourself and telling the world, or the universe energetically, if you want to see it like that, that it isn't that important, that it's not all that serious, that it doesn't really matter. And the opposite is the case. Nothing matters more than that which lights you up, because that is what you were put on this planet to do. You might not think it's a big contribution, but trust me, if the work itself isn't a big contribution, then you being lit up and on fire, you radiating love and passion, definitely is a contribution. And that is what we are here on this planet to do. So who are you to flake out on that? Isn't it perhaps time to take yourself seriously? In fact, there's nothing more urgent than pursuing your passion. And you can make sure you do this by taking two very simple steps. It's really very simple. The first is look after your own needs. So yes, do practice self-care, and even Netflix and chill has their place. Schedule them. Take your own needs seriously and make sure that you are looked after and schedule time for that. The second step is to also schedule time for your passion. In fact, that's actually step number one. Do this first, because a priority means that you do it first, and the way you schedule things and the way you plan your life needs to reflect that priority. So schedule the time for your passion and signal yourself and the university that you're taking this seriously by following this up. If you at the same time keep in mind the other step that I mentioned, that you're also making time for rest, you'll never run out of steam. And this self-sabotage mechanism, this vicious circle of self-sabotage and feeling bad about it and trying to push yourself into doing more and practicing more self-sabotage, you break that vicious circle by being really good to yourself, really kind to yourself, looking after your needs, and also radically and relentlessly scheduling and making time for your passion. You just rinse and repeat these 2 steps and you'll watch yourself fly. Are you a member of the tribe of wild spirits yet? If so, perfect. And if not, why on earth not? What's wrong? Come on, go to wildspiritscoaching.com and fill in a little form there. You'll receive a weekly email with Wild Spirits news. It's 100% spam free, that's guaranteed. In this weekly email, you'll find a link to the weekly video feature like the video you've just watched, but also background information, additional resources, inspiration, and some exclusive offers that are exclusive only to subscribers. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com, or you can Google Wild Spirits Coaching. That'll get you to my website as well. Thanks for watching.